What it do? What it do? Cult leader, cult leader. Yeah. We beat the troop up for your cult leader, cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader, cult leader. Yeah. Well, I'm a cult leader, cult leader. Yeah. It's Kool-Aid, a nigga that sip the Kool-Aid. That LaFraud, single barrel and goose. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me don't say spirit gun like you say. Nigga might run up in that black face like Gucci. Boycott a cracker. Kill your favorite rapper. Cause I roll with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you religionist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp that we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest. Y'all suckers just the jobbers. Niggas run their lips with they dance, y'all wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same cause. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Better ask somebody, bitch. Cult leader. Cult leader. Yeah. We beat the troop, but we a cult leader. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Cult leader. Yeah.
I'ma show them it's a different. I'ma only say this once, you better listen. When West is where it started, so you know that's where it finished. We got one main objective, nigga, let's complete the mission. We explaining what the who, lead them bitches and they feelings. Snub on me, only time I put my nose inside your business. I don't want my gun to show, so I wear my shirt big. If this was your world, I'll be the villain. Break his whole block with spinning, stuff in Mac shell drums. Turn your service Sunday dinner. You don't live here, you visit. This my shit, it's a different. I don't do lean, logos in my cup is what I'm sipping. I don't do dreams, I just say a prayer, go and get it. And it all work out, you know this ain't for play, this ain't for fun. I've been destined for this shit, niggas know that I'm the one. This shit can go 100 yards, you would think I kicked a punt. You would think I had a flare gun on go, you niggas run. They like he an Israelite, all he rap about is guns. Bitch, I'm an Israelite, they own a lot of stuff. What that nigga said, who? Tell him watch the grind. Yeah, you must be crazy if you ever think of stopping mine. Knock all of the chains out you niggas, make them drop a dime. This Taurus hold 12, it is not a zodiac sign. Piss me off, get me in my bag, make me drop a bomb, drop a nuke, make the world freeze. I can stop the time. Watch what you do, cause once you do it, you fine. On purpose, I do the opposite, so nigga cross the line. Different. I ain't looking for trouble, but on point, in case you think I rap. Turn him to a vegetable. Lead this nigga cabbage patch. Know them niggas with me. If you see him, then they got my back. Got it out the mud, big step track. Follow me, I can teach you something. Have receipt, relax. If you gonna speak on anything, just make sure it's fact. There's a difference, we are not the same. Help them notice that. Pay attention, watch how we move. We can know we can't hang around all real niggas and we move as one. This ain't Fortnite. Get into it, ain't no 1v1. Smoke I bring to you, you can't take it in with your lung. Life about warfare, we just make it look fun. She asked what kind of oil I got on. I told her give them some. What's the only real niggas left? You better get you one. Chicken shop, giving out wings if I pull a drum. Difference. You better watch your words before you eat your tongue. Scrape the whole plate, not a trace nor leave a crumb. Ice falling off the watching chain like it's freezer burn. Daring somebody to say my name, I will eat to him. Loyalty means everything, so I don't eat with them.
Give me Exodus 4:22. And how in the hell did you try to take this Bible and use it for everything? You stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of the Israelites. You should have destroyed this book.
everybody trying to use the Bible. The Bible is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying and left. Thank you and good night.
Shalom, Mark. Shalom, Mark. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakadah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakadah.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they know so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. They wanna see us go because they can't go toe. The feeling in my soul, they gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our flow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shot these smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I begin if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together. So let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read than me. To study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity. And this ain't nothing going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, you should have been fighting for our land. Now fighting for the man, they'll go right into their plan. And I'm sick of this, it's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I take the laws. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like outline. We strapped up like it's wartime on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again, it's the afterlife.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they know so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. They wanna see us go because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our flow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back, and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walk around the mall. Where you from? Where you at? Babylon. Lose your head by the sword, all obey his laws. You hear them drum beats? We in the midst of war. With one, I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakadah. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here repping till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling when from but la-di-da, they fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I wasn't gonna throw my voice in? Fuck all of y'all, white Jesus poison. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they know so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. They wanna see us go, can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our flow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they know so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. They wanna see us go because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our flow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Having that dream where you made the white people riot, weren't you?
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people riot. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK. I'm the Commanding General Hunter. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in 1969. This is the ISUPK, Kentucky, Monday Night History class. And I am Officer and Priest Zabak Yasharala. And my topic for tonight is the history on the dark side of Christopher Columbus' voyage. And set aside from my topic, I'm going to be giving you some scripture breakdowns that's pertaining to my topic, what I'm going to be discussing tonight. Today is supposed to be little Christopher Columbus' birthday. I mean, Salaki. Not birthday, but a holiday in remembrance of him. But if you went to school here in America, you was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America, but this is the makeup and the lies that they have taught being a little young kid. Second grade, third grade, fourth grade, you contest what was being said. Because for some, we had like this, as well as women teachers. And some of these teachers is like good storytellers. In other words, they are good liars. Because not one of them will come forth and tell you the truth about this murderer. This man was something else. Because when you go and do the research, on him and the things that he have done, like this man, I can't even call him a man. I'm just going to say it like it is, man. This devil was no joke. This devil was no joke. And he went unspeakable things until the Most High God chosen people. He also used the Bible to pinpoint exactly where he was going. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing when he set out sail. He set out sail for one reason, to do the desires of his heart. And just like all these devils, they are out to do the desires of their heart. But here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, when we talk about the heart, we talk about this heart, according to the Bible. We don't talk about that one that's, helping pumping blood through the body. And he was considered one of the worst people throughout history because of the things that he have done. But I'm not gonna. He ain't no devils, because that's the makeup of them. Once you start doing the history on these devils, you will see that these are some effed up people. I'm talking about there's no way around it. It's and then y'all celebrate the crimes that y'all have committed and the murders that y'all have committed. Y'all make these into holidays. I'm talking national holidays abroad. Y'all would do parades. Y'all would name streets after y'all. And he even says that y'all even name cities and towns, which y'all have done this. But this is y'all thing. And y'all will come back, and the people that y'all have committed these crimes on, y'all will come back and mock these people. But y'all day is coming though. Y'all day is coming, and lo and behold, y'all gotta accept that, because this is the things that is in our book, the things that is in our constitution, the things that the Most High, Yahweh, have told us. Y'all got to pay. All these 17 nations that take it upon y'all self and do the things that y'all have done to the Most High people, y'all gotta pay. Y'all gotta pay. And it's crazy that people will celebrate holidays and don't know the origin of the holidays, don't know the demise behind the holidays, don't know the wickedness behind these holidays. And then when we come from ISUPK, the Commander Junior Hunter, and we telling y'all the things that is the makeup of these holidays, y'all look at us like we crazy. Y'all look at us like we crazy. But then y'all real cold. Come on. If y'all want to sit and say we're cold, man, who is leading y'all? If y'all want to see our cult, who is leading y'all, man? For real. Y'all be celebrating the holidays of people that have seen us and they are still killing us. But y'all want to sit and y'all want to celebrate these so-called wicked people holidays like it's no tomorrow. And then you know what's so crazy about it? They tell y'all when to celebrate it or celebrate it. And it just don't make no sense. But y'all don't want to come back and serve the Most High. Y'all don't want to come back and do what the Most High say do. But I have some articles that I'm gonna read on the things that Christopher Columbus have done. And when I say done, the things that he have done to the Most High God chosen people. But y'all want to sit and say that that Christopher Columbus I mean, y'all sit and say that Christopher Columbus is, some of y'all look at him as a hero. Some of y'all look at him as, y'all humanitarian, but shit, this man is vile. This man is disgusting. Things that he have done. But only say it like this. Like it says in the scripture, can two walk together unless they be agreed upon? So, a murderer would be in agreement with another, Salaki. A murderer would be in agreement with another. That ain't no different than child pedophile will be in agreement with another child pedophile. Regardless of where did it take place or how did it go down. Because it's no way that you can sit back and somebody is saying something, somewhere along the line it has to make sense. But, you have to be a person that has a spirit of discernment to really grasp what is being said. But these devils, they don't have, only thing they know is murder, rape, robbery. All sorts of wickedness. That's all they know. But if somebody's coming with the truth, no, Y'all don't know that. But I'm gonna jump into one of these articles. It says that the dark reality of Christopher Columbus' voyage. It says that Columbus never really discovered the America, as he only disrupted the natural lifestyle of the indigenous Americans that were already there. They say with Columbus Day still being recognized as a national holiday, many who know the truth about Christopher Columbus question why we celebrate it. Initially, people observed Columbus Day on October the 12th of each year. Following 1971, people celebrated Columbus Day every second Monday of October, as the infamous rhyme states. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. He began his journey with hopes of finding what he called the Indies, which is known as Japan, China, and India. In October of that year, Columbus would end his voyage in what he thought was Asia, only to realize later that he found a new continent. Columbus discoveries are honored and celebrated through the celebration of Columbus Day. What many do not understand is the dark underbelly of these discoveries. Columbus did not discover the Americas as natives, known as Taínos, had already lived there when he arrived. And that's another, I mean, and people run with that. People run with that. But in the same breath, y'all like to say that the so-called black people was here on earth first. But then y'all will go off and say, set aside from that, y'all will just make a statement like that. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about y'all so-called devils, these oppressors. Because when y'all like to tell our history, y'all will say little like bits and pieces. Y'all will say we was the first people here on earth. Salaki. Then y'all will go on to say that things started with us with slavery. So you mean to tell me if we were the first people here on earth, and when y'all came along, you mean that y'all was more advanced than us? That y'all knew more than us? You mean that y'all were the first travelers, that y'all were the first people to explore other lands, other continents that was here on earth? Hey, it's no way. It's no way. When you go through y'all history, y'all ain't never invented nothing. The only thing y'all invented was the patent. And with that being said, because the things that y'all was taking from us, y'all would say that y'all did it and put a patent on it, so that way we couldn't come along and be like, well, no, we the one invented this, we can show you set aside from y'all stealing the little paperwork, the little blueprints that, that make up the things that we have invented. And then two, y'all would turn around and kill us for even speaking out, saying that we did this invention. So it was no way that we was gonna win going up against y'all. But once again, this is what y'all do. Somebody go up against y'all, something that y'all started or lied about, y'all want to kill, and just come back and try to make yourself look more than what y'all are. But y'all murderers, man. set aside from other wickedness that, acts that y'all have done. But Columbus and the Taínos would trade goods with one another. But Columbus searched for gold to bring back to his people in Spain. See, once again, a thief. Y'all are the biggest thieves on the face of this earth. Y'all stole a whole nation of people. Something that ain't never been heard of. Y'all done stole more gold, money. Y'all have this, man, y'all stole. Y'all stole. Ain't nobody, it's nobody like y'all on the face of the earth with the things that y'all do, with the oppression that y'all have done put on people. Desperate to find more gold, Columbus schemed and plotted ways to expand his riches. After making it back to Spain, Columbus was a known name and hero. I mean, yeah, you would be that, knowing that you didn't get all this gold, and now you talking of saying that set aside from the gold that you done took, now you ready to take the people. A people of peace. A people that would have just like broke bread with you and said that, yeah, you can have some of it. But when it comes down to y'all devils, y'all want all of it. Y'all worse than somebody going to a party and they saying free liquor, knowing that you can't drink all the liquor. The public viewed him as a courageous explorer that sailed through the unknown seas and made incredible discoveries. The public viewed him as a courageous explorer that sailed through the unknown seas and made incredible discoveries. Columbus also brought back some of the things he acquired while in the America, such as spices, cotton, tobacco, gold, and even indigenous Americans he kidnapped. So, you stole spices, you stole cotton, you stole tobacco, you stole the gold. And you even stole the indigenous people that were on the land. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella sent Columbus back to search for more gold. They were sending him off with 17 ships and over 1,000 men for his second trip. So, 17 ships and over 1,000 men for his second trip. Yeah, they want everything. Everything that was of value to them, they wanted it. Columbus would also make his promised return for the 39 crew members he left in Hispaniola. He left his men to fend for themselves and build a colony. Instead, they were killed by a local native chief. Following this loss suffered by Columbus, he and his crew went on a rampage to find more gold on the island. This rampage upset the chief and the people of Hispaniola, resulting in fighting and bloodshed. Columbus would go above and beyond to assert his dominance over the natives and executed 3 of the chief's captains in a public beheading. After all the gold had run out, Columbus did what any colonizer would do and convert the native people to his way of thinking and eventually enslaved them for his monetary gain. Colmbus is, in many respects, a murderer. In the end, Columbus never really discovered the Americas, as he only disrupted the natural lifestyle of the indigenous Americans that were already there. He took not only their land, but their people, resources, and way of life. And that is one of the things that is of the devil. I came to seek, kill, and destroy. Columbus and the rest of his colonizers also brought diseases that will contribute to the countless murderers of it. But you devils, y'all are some nasty people. That's just like when y'all first came over here, how y'all bought like rats, roaches, like lice, fleas, y'all, you name it. Y'all had this. But y'all like this, man, y'all people pathetic, disgusting. In other words, you people ain't shit. God even said that y'all ain't nothing. Y'all be like spittle unto him, be like spit. They say what people are celebrating, whether they realize it or not, is a man and a holiday that embraces genocide, capitalism, and overall oppression. And that spirit still runs rapid throughout this earth today, especially on God's so-called chosen people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, man, woman, and child. Today, many people credit Columbus for creating some of the world's most significant contributors to capitalism, such as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Despite these multimillionaires not being actual enslavers, they do benefit from the sweat and tears of their underpaid, overworked employees. But the person that wrote this, to some extent, he has some facts that, we can get from that. But as far as them, when he said that, these being multimillionaires, not actual enslavers, but at the end he said underpaid and overworked employees. If you work for somebody, you're a slave. But the person that wrote that, I'm taking it that he is not aware of that, or she is not aware of that. But slavery is just how simple it is. If you work for somebody, you are a slave. These people work in unfavorable working conditions to keep food on the table and the economy continue to run. With many knowing the true legacy of Columbus, historians and other individuals are pushing to get rid of Columbus Day, replacing with Indigenous Peoples Day. This holiday will celebrate the rich history of the indigenous Americans rather than Columbus' false discoveries. They should have been did that. Luckily, some places across the nation have already adopted Indigenous Peoples Day in place of the original holiday for the native population. People have celebrated this holiday on October the 11th each year since 1990. They say despite the holiday being a day to uplift and recognize those oppressed by hundreds of years of colonialism, some argue that it is erasing history and Columbus' legacy, which should have been done. It shouldn't have never even been imputed to be a holiday. But Goes back to show you how the makeup of these devils are. In reality, Columbus Day whitewashes and overwrites the history of Native Americans. Yes, it does, hands down. They say the fight to have Indigenous Peoples Day celebrated nationwide is still an uphill battle. Residents at DeKalb County and organizations such as Beacon Hill Black Alliance for Human Rights plan to form a protest in hopes of the removal of a genocide cannon located in downtown Decatur Square. Even with the current recognition of Columbus, it does not stop indigenous people from celebrating, honoring, and remembering the lives of their people, which is so true. But I have some more articles that I'm going to touch on. And this right here, a question that somebody imposed. They said that is saying Columbus discovered America a racist claim? Okay. So this is by this guy by the name of Sam Heath. And he said in high school, where I teach history, had a renowned violinist recently our student. It was beautiful and moving, and I was struck once again by the power of music to me. However, twice in her interlude discussion, the musician referenced when Columbus discovered America as she was placing within history some of the she played. I jolted in my seat a bit, for I had not heard this at my school in a while. I had taught Columbus and his journey to my students for years, but the narrative I gave them did not include saying that Columbus discovered anything. Hearing her utter these words brought to my mind a new question. I knew that believing Columbus discovered America was not historically accurate, but was that phrase more sinister than that? Was saying that Columbus discovered America a racist claim? In many ways, racism is like plagiarism. Something else I tell my students is that plagiarism is blind to intent. Whether or not someone means to plagiarize is besides the point. If a student takes words from a source and does not give a citation, that is plagiarism, even if the student did not mean to do it. Like plagiarism, then, or speeding on a highway, racism is blind to intent. Put another way, someone can be racist and not mean to do it. One intention does not mediate against the effect of the claim or action. Okay, he said that I will use Turi and Hamilton's definition of racism. Racism is not merely inclusions on the basis of race, but inclusions for the purpose of subjugating or maintaining subjugate. Okay, it says Salaki, Israel. Let me get back to my story. Salaki, Israel. Let me go to the topic. Okay. They say the dark history of Columbus Day. For millions of people already living in the Americas and to the arrival of Columbus ships, not discovery, but death. Today, the second Monday of October, is federally recognized as Columbus Day. Although this holiday has been observed in the United States for 8 decades, it has recently become embroiled in controversy for a very good reason. The day on which Christopher Columbus led 3 Spanish ships to make landfall in the Bahamas, a day celebrated as the beginning of a brand new era for the West, was also the beginning of a new age of the Indians. He discovered an age of brutal conquest, exploitation, and cultural obliteration. This is the real legacy of Columbus Day. Although celebrated since 1792, Columbus Day first became a national recognized holiday when established by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1937. The rationale behind the holiday is primarily to recognize Columbus' achievements for Western civilization, as well as honor the explorers' Italian Catholic heritage. It's a celebration of the beginning of American life as we know it, the day on which the seeds of our cultural, social, cultural, and political heritage were brought from Europe to this new land where we now live. They say this is very conception of Columbus Day, however, betrays the deep attitudes of Eurocentrism and cultural egotism that not only underline modern observance of Columbus Day, but also allow countless Europeans, including and after Columbus, appalling acts of paternalism and atrocities under the banner of righteousness, which is a lie. Y'all committed them acts under how y'all are and due to being under that spirit of Columbus. But you know, y'all are some wicked people. And even the Most High said, that which is made crooked, who can make straight? They say the future of Americas under European control was clearly represented when, even by Columbus' very first voyage. Upon completing his first exploitation of the Caribbean, Columbus returned to Spain with gold, and that he had forced the natives into giving him and captive Indians that he had taken from their tribes, as he reported to the Spanish monarchy. He had found on the islands an opportunity for procurement of as much gold as the monarchs need, and for the salvation of the souls of so many nations hitherto lost. Columbus' proclamation of the riches in wait for the Spanish opened the doors wide for further domination and decimation of Native American peoples with 40 years of Columbus' initial discovery of the New World. The flourishing Aztec and Inca empires has been razed. Millions of Native Americans have been killed by epidemic diseases, and Columbus himself has ordered the brutal suppression of the Native American revolt, sent thousands of Native Americans away to be sold in Spain, and forced those not sent away or killed to work as slaves in Spanish gold mines. Clearly, the implications of Columbus' discovery were disastrous for Native Americans. However, for many people, the point of Columbus Day is not a commemoration of the explorer's action, but of his Italian heritage. Indeed, many Columbus Day celebrations have evolved to become full-on celebrations of Italian American culture. This issue here is that while there is certainly no problem with having strong pride, this specific case is far too deeply entangled with the subjugation and suffering of one culture for it to be rightfully celebrated by another. Christopher Columbus was not proud, hard-working Italian American immigrant. He was a man who treated real American lives and culture as tools for or obstacles to personal wealth, power, and glory. He was a messed up individual. There's no way getting around that. The dark side of Columbus' record has not gone unnoticed. In the past 26 years, a number of prominent U.S. cities, universities, and states have chosen to replace Columbus Day with an Indigenous Peoples Day, aimed at honoring the history and culture of Native American tribes. Locally, Long Beach and both the city and county of Los Angeles observe this alternative holiday. However, the library, banks, and postal service all remain non-opening in observance of Columbus Day. The story of Columbus is complicated under the cultural influence of 15th century Europe. He may genuinely have believed that he was doing a great service both to the Spanish and to the people he found in the Americas. It's no way that you think that you're from people that you was doing a great service. There's no way. How you can't even make sense, because these people was already some thriving people. These people was already living. These people had natural resources from the earth. The Most High was blessing them. But you have somebody that their heart was not in the right place and took advantage of these people. Furthermore, many things that resulted from the discovery of the Americas were in fact beneficial to both Europeans and natives. A prime example being the introduction of Native Americans to the horse. But look at what they had to go through just to get on a horse. Come on, you mean to tell me you're going to steal from me and then turn around and pacify me with a horse? Nevertheless, the undeniable truth is that Columbus personally caused the suffering of thousands of people and led the way for the death of enslavement of millions more. So when we wait to send our mail or take out loans until Tuesday, we should take a second and remember not the European hero, but the innocent people who had their lives destroyed by the world that Columbus exposed them to. And that is so true. That is so true. But there was another one I wanted to touch. I want to touch bases on another article. Salaka Israel, bear with me. I don't even know what I did with this article. But Christopher Columbus, it was dang, and I had these ships. Here you go. All right, here's another article. It says, why Christopher Columbus wasn't the hero we learned about in school. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Time has long been how American students were introduced to Christopher Columbus in elementary school. Students are taught that Columbus is the one who discovered the Americas, sailing across the Atlantic in 3 ships. One of the ships was the Nina, the Pinta, and Santa Maria. The Italian explorer is celebrated every October during a federal holiday named after him, which is so crazy. But the man credited for discovering the New World has long been considered a continuous figure in U.S. history for his treatment of the indigenous communities he encountered and for his role in the violent colonization at their expense. Dozens of cities and states, such as Minnesota, Alaska, Vermont, Oregon, have already replaced Columbus Day with indigenous people. Now, in response to the nationwide protests and conversations surrounding racial inequality, people have been statues of Columbus to bring awareness to the cruelty he brought upon indigenous people. So what did Columbus really do, and why is he being labeled as a tyrant rather than the hero we were taught to believe? We should question why we as Americans continue to celebrate him without knowing the true history of his legacy and why a holiday was created in the first place. He wasn't the first to discover the Americas. There is no doubt that Columbus' voyages had an undeniable historical impact, sparking the great age of the Atlantic exploration, trade, and eventually colonization by Europeans. But Columbus wasn't the first to discover the New World. Indigenous people had been living there for centuries. By the time he arrived in 1492, in 1492, and Leif Erikson and the Vikings beat him to it 5 centuries earlier. You know, he enslaved the natives. During his voyages through Caribbean islands and the Central and South American coast, Columbus came upon indigenous people that he labeled Indians. Columbus and his men enslaved many of these native people and treated them with extreme violence and brutality. And you can look that up on history.com. It say throughout his years in the Americas, Columbus forced natives to work for the sake of profits. Later, he sent thousands of Taino Indians to Spain to be sold, and many of them died during the journey. The natives who weren't sold into slavery were forced to look for gold in mines and work on plantations. While he was governor of what is now the Dominican Republic, Columbus killed many natives in response to their revolt. According to history.com, to prevent further rebellion, he would have the dead bodies paraded through the streets. And he brought new diseases. The indigenous societies of the Americas were decimated by exposure to old world diseases, crumbling under the weight of epidemic. The Taino population weren't immune to diseases such as smallpox, measles, influenza, which were brought to their island of Hispaniola by Colombians and by his men. In 1492, there were an estimated 250,000 indigenous people in Hispaniola, but by 1517, only 14,000 remained, according to the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. Some historians believe that the impact of European and African settlers in the New World, possible as much as 90% of the native population, and was deadlier than the Black Death, was in medieval Europe. So, you know, with that being said, you got to look at these people as a whole. And when I say these people as a whole, because Christopher Columbus come through that lineage of Esau. And these nasty, vile, disgusting people, I'm talking murderers, thieves, like, these Edomites go to other countries and show no mercy. Show no mercy. I mean, they out to get what they can get, take. It's no bargaining with them. It's no peace with them. They just straight up just, and still kill, even after they done took. So Christopher Columbus, he was the worst of the worst. He was the worst of the worst. I mean, he was the worst of the worst. He was the worst of the worst. But you know, I'm gonna read something Captain Katazar wrote. He said, contrary to legend, did not sail to prove the earth was round. Most educated Europeans and mariners already knew that. Columbus estimated the size of the Atlantic Ocean, partially from reading his Bible. He read in the second book of Ezra in the Apocrypha that God created the world in 7 parts, 6 of them dry and the 7th water. He thus calculated that the ocean separating Portugal from Cipangu, Japan, was 1/7 of the Earth's circumference, or about 2,400 miles. He figured by sailing 100 miles per day, he could reach the Indies in 30 days. In 30 days. And this is something I'm gonna leave y'all with. Columbus was not a hero. He did not discover America, nor should he be treated as a famous explorer, but rather a pirate, slave trader, invader, murderer, a rapist, colonizer, and an all-around devil. Hitler is demonized for the massacre of 6 million Jewish people in Europe. Columbus slaughtered millions of so-called Indians and is rewarded with holidays, parades, and cities named after him. And cities named after him. And even with what Hitler did, you gotta look at who funded that. The same person or people that funded the transatlantic slave trade is the same people that funded that fake Holocaust of them Jewish people. The Jewish people, the one funded the money for the trade, and they also funded the money for that fake Holocaust that was done by the hands of Hitler. So y'all peoples are straight murderers, amongst other things. I mean, y'all even murderers of y'all own selves. But y'all can sit and say that so-called black man, we be killing each other. But let's look at this here. If y'all want to say that, who do we get it from? Just like y'all like to say that we rapists. Who do we get it from? We get it from you, because we are civilized people. Ain't no people like us on the face of this earth. We the salt of the earth. God shows the people are the salt of the earth. That right there, what Christopher Columbus did, we would have never did that. Wouldn't have been no need for that. Because we are people that are of love. We have a loving spirit. Don't get us wrong now, don't get it twisted. You push us, we're going to push you back. Real simple. But you never heard of so-called black people getting on boats going to get other black people, taking them into slavery. You never, nah. The things that y'all done is it's unheard of. And then Christopher Columbus, y'all give him not just a national holiday, it's a national federal holiday. Like, look at who was backing this holiday, who made this holiday come into existence. The government. And the government makes up the majority of y'all devils. But now I'm going to go into some scriptures that's going to touch on some of the things that's dealing with my topic, you know, talking about this devil. You know, Christopher Columbus, he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and a murderer amongst other things. You know, being that he read the Bible, but he couldn't have read this. He couldn't have read this. You look at Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill. So if you read the Bible, Christopher Columbus, how you skip this? Because you slaughtered my peoples. You killed God's chosen people. You slaughtered the indigenous people that was already here on American soil. My brothers and sisters. Without no remorse. Without no remorse. Without no remorse, you did. But for this was Christopher Columbus. For this was Christopher Columbus during the time before he set sail. Before he set sail, this was him. Before he set out to do what it is that he did. And this was him wholeheartedly. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Who can know it? Because for you to go to a land and that you discovered the land when there was people already there, but set aside from that, gold, the cotton, spices, tobacco, you took like these resources. You took a whole bunch of gold. It was so good to you that you came back to peoples and they sent you back with 17 ships. With 17 ships to make sure that you get more. To make sure that you get more. But we're going to a precept. Go to Matthew chapter 15 and verse 2. Salaki. Matthew chapter 15, verse 19. And this is Christopher Columbus during the time that he was doing what he was doing. Verse 19. For out of the heart proceeded evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornication, theft, false witness, and blasphemies. Because the things that you have done, verse 19 describes you to a T, set aside from Jeremiah 17:19. So I'm going to give you another one. And this one I should have read first. But, and this right here is describing Christopher Columbus. Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So you were making told what you saw. And you know, that's an evil act to steal. Not only did you steal, you stole people. Set aside from resources, set aside from the gold. You stole people that was on this land. And but Christopher Columbus portrayed this upon the Taino Indians upon first meeting them. Upon first meeting them, this was Christopher Columbus. But I say this is like to all these devils. Psalms 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because even when he had Israelites on the ship with him that spoke our language. And even at one time, I read in an article where he had put a sword, like when he came upon the Taínos and he was talking, one of them had put the sword in their hand and kind of like pulled, but the sword was so sharp that it cut him. But you know, when he came upon the Taino Indians, yes, he was talking smooth. Even if he did have a translator, he still was talking smooth, but war was in his heart. War was in his heart because he eventually killed. And they words be smoother than. Because one thing about Allah don't care who tell it, just so long as it get told. Allah don't care who tells it, just so long as it get told. But you know, even to this day, that Christopher Columbus spirit was back then, and it's still roaming through the earth to this day. It is still roaming through the earth to this day when it comes to these devils. Because when you look at Psalms 58 and verse 2, yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. You weigh the violence of the hands in your earth. In the earth, Salaki, in the earth. Because in your heart you work wickedness. In your heart you work wickedness. Being a murderer, a thief, a liar, and you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. And you doing the most. I mean, even from Esau to Christopher Columbus, through their whole nation, the Most High said it best about them. the Most High said it best about them. When you look at Isaiah chapter 48, Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 22, there is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. I'm talking about from Esau all the way down, even down to these so-called devils that's even being born in the hospital right now. If it's a birth going on, there's no peace with them. It is no peace with them. And the most, it's nobody that can come against him and what he says. But I'm going to give you a precept to back up, to back this up. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 24. Chapter 24, verse 13. As saith the proverb of the ancients, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked. Wickedness proceeded from the wicked. Wickedness proceeded from the wicked. Getting around that. There's no getting around that. But Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, man, woman, and child, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I'm going to leave y'all with this biblical prophecy. Because for God's chosen people, every nation set aside from Israel has taken us into slavery. I mean, from the Egyptians, Christopher Columbus, and all other nations that took us into slavery. This right here is biblical prophecy, thus saith the Lord. This is biblical prophecy, thus saith the Lord. And there's no getting around this. There's no getting around this. I don't care what nobody. The Most High said it. Oh well. Get ready. Get in shape, because it's coming. When you look at Revelation chapter 13, verse 9 through 10, if any man have an ear, let him hear. I don't care if you're deaf. You can get it in sign language. If you can see it, you can read it. Or if you can see, like I say, sign language. Sign language. It's no getting it. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That word shall, that's up and coming. There's no getting out of that. That's up and coming. Shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. You got to get rid of y'all devils. Got to go. Thus saith the Lord. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints, according to the Bible, according to what the Most High said, are Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Native American Indians. I got a precept to back that. Chapter 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for captivity to captivity. So there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. This is up and coming. This is up and coming. Oh, Salaki Israel. This is up and coming. So all the things that y'all have done, I say to y'all devils, enjoy y'all kingdom right now. Enjoy y'all kingdom. But know this, every kingdom that has ever existed on the face of this earth came to an end. But when we go into our kingdom gonna be established forever. So y'all live it up. Y'all live it up. To y'all devils, y'all keep celebrating y'all little Colmbus dude and all that. Y'all got another holiday coming up. Y'all just celebrate Halloween. That's it. The God's chosen people. God said it best in Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not your oppressor and choose none of his. But y'all want to sit and follow behind these people. Y'all want to sit and follow behind these people. Leave these people alone. You have instructions, and this is your manual. This is the blueprint. This is the blueprint. But y'all need to seek ye a prophet. And the prophets are here in the ISUPK and the Command General Yohana. We're going to tell y'all the truth, thus saith the Lord. Y'all know we open up the Bible. We giving you the word of the Most High. We don't talk on our own. We tell you, thus saith the Most High. But like I say in every class, get your mind right. Get right. Get into the ISUPK. Get into the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. Be the best thing you ever did. If not now, when? But time is running out. Time is running out. World War III is at hand. You got to get right. You got to get it right. You owe it to yourself. Stop playing. When that sky crack, it's over. You can't sit and say, oh Lord Jesus. Nah, it's over. It's over. Get right. And I'm not saying that to be a scary tactic. I'm saying that a thing of reality. I'm saying that a thing that is truthful. I'm talking facts. I'm talking facts. But with that being said, I'm going to give a courtesy salute to my brothers. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakathon. To my sisters, Yahweh Shamar, El Atham, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Class dismissed.